Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's class. So we are revising chapter 2. We have already discussed about few things such as importance of food, then components of food, and then we have also discussed about the definition of digestion and its importance. So today we will be mainly discussing about how the food gets digested in different parts of digestive tract, and finally how it comes out after uh, after the food is totally digested, and how the undigested food then comes out through anus. So we'll discuss those things today. So let us just quickly revise the things which we have discussed or covered in the previous class. Okay, so we have discussed about why is food important, and food is mainly needed for these four functions, that are: number one, for the growth of the living organism, then it provides energy for doing work, it helps to repair and replace the damaged tissues, then it provides resistance and protection against diseases from infection. So these functions are carried out by different types of food. For example, uh, energy is provided by energy giving food, which are mainly carbohydrates, fats. Then the tissues are being repaired by bodybuilding food, which is again what, protein. And then the protective food such as vitamins and minerals, they help to protect the food, that help to fight against the infections. So these are the different types of food that contains different nutrients, which carry out these four specific functions. So if we don't have all the important nutrients in our diet, then we may suffer from certain deficiency diseases. So we need proper balanced diet in order to have proper growth of our body. Then of course, components of food, there are mainly six components, or rather it is five components, because the sixth one, roughage, it helps to take out the undigested food properly. But carbohydrates, fats, protein, vitamins, minerals, they are the nutrients, essential nutrients that are required by our body. Now along with some amount of roughage, or we can also call it dietary fibers. So we have already discussed about these things in the last class. So today we'll be mainly focusing on how the food is digested in the digestive tract, starting from mouth till the anus. So let's see. So the process of converting complex food particles into simpler substance in the presence of certain enzymes and acids by different digestive organs is called digestion. So what is digestion? It is mainly converting the complex food particles into simpler substances. And how it is done? It is done with the help of certain enzymes and acids present in different digestive organs. So if we summarize the whole process, it starts with ingestion of food, then the food is mixed with saliva and other digestive juices secreted in different digestive organs. Then digestion happens, and once the food is digested, absorption of those digested food from where nutrients are released is done. So mainly absorption of nutrients happens in the small intestine, we'll see that. And then finally the undigested food is excreted. So this process is called excretion. So this is the digestive system of human being. So we have mouth, number one. Number two, we have teeth. Then number three, we have salivary glands. We can, this greenish part you can see here. Then four is the pharynx, that is the common part of food pipe and windpipe together. Then we have esophagus, number five, which is the food pipe. Then number six, we have the largest gland, that is liver. And seven, it is the stomach. Then number eight is the pancreas, just below the stomach. In this part you will find it's number 8. Number 9, the large intestine, this one. Then this one is its small intestine. Then finally the rectum, and the opening through which the undigested food comes is the anus. So this is the opening which is present in the rectum itself. The end part of the rectum, we can call it anus, where there is an opening through which the undigested food comes out. Now let us see what happens to the food in the mouth. Now food starts its journey from the mouth or the oral cavity. There are many other organs that contribute to the digestion process, including teeth, salivary glands and tongue. So in the mouth there are three main parts that help to digest the food partially. So what are these parts? We all know teeth is the part that helps to grind the food, that helps to break down the food into smaller pieces. Then there are salivary glands that releases saliva, which again helps to digest the food because it contains an enzyme called amylase. So what is the name of the enzyme? The name of the enzyme is amylase. So AMYLASE. So this is the amylase. And also tongue, that helps to mix the food with the saliva. It helps to mix the broken small pieces of food with the saliva. Now teeth are designed for grinding food particles into small pieces and are moistened with saliva before the tongue pushes the food into the pharynx. That is a common part of the both food pipe and windpipe. So this, after pharynx, the food enters into the food pipe, that is esophagus. Now let us see what happens in the food pipe. So food pipe is basically a muscular tube that connects the pharynx, or we can call it right from the mouth to the stomach. It becomes a pathway of the food that can move from mouth to the stomach, so which is a part of upper section of gastrointestinal tract. So it is the upper section of the gastrointestinal tract, or we can say the digestive tract. It supplies swallowed food along with to the stomach. So the food now enters into the stomach with the help of this food pipe, which is called esophagus. So esophagus is nothing but the food pipe, we can say. It is the food pipe. Okay, so now what happens to the food once it enters the stomach? Now stomach, it is a muscular bag. You can see this one, it's just like a bag which is situated towards the left side of the abdominal cavity. So it mainly located in the left part of that abdominal cavity, and this vital organ acts as a storage for the food and provides enough time to digest meals. Now the food remains here in the stomach for around 4 to 5 hours. We can say the maximum time that is taken to digest the food is spent in the stomach itself. So around 4 to 5 hours the food remains there, and it slowly it is acted upon by the digestive juices present in the stomach, and then it gets partially digested. So the food spends most of its time in the stomach itself. Therefore it provides enough time to digest the food. The stomach also produces digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid that maintains the process of digestion. So it has some digestive enzymes or juices, we can say, along with hydrochloric acid that helps in the digestion of food. So once the food is partially digested, now it moves into the what? Small intestine. So this is next what? Small intestine. Now what is small intestine? You can see from the stomach, this is a coiled structure. From the stomach the food is passed into the long coiled structure called small intestine. So this is the coiled structure which is known as small intestine. So you can see this part, this is your small intestine. It is coiled and it is around 22 feet long. How long it is? It is around 22 feet long, which is coiled, and then it is been designed in such a way that it can fit within this part. So it is coiled structure so that the entire length can be accommodated properly. So the coiled structure called small intestine. The small intestine, the liver and the pancreas produce some more digestive juices. So we already know that stomach produces some digestive enzymes along with hydrochloric acids, and even after that the small intestine too produces some digestive juices along with the liver and pancreas, which are not part of digestive tract, but they also release some digestive enzymes or juice, we can say, that help in the digestion of food. So we all know bile is produced by liver. So bile juice is produced by liver, and pancreatic juice is produced by pancreas. So together these juices, they pour into the small intestine. So the liver and pancreas pour their juices into the which part? Small intestine. Now along with the juices of small intestine itself, the juices secreted by liver and pancreas also help to digest the food completely in the small intestine. So these juices then get mixed with the food and completely digest it in the small intestine. Hence we can say that complete digestion of food takes place in the small intestine. So once the food is completely digested, the nutrients are now absorbed in the small intestine itself. So not only complete digestion of food takes place, but also the absorption of the nutrients takes place in the small intestine. So the walls of the small intestine absorb the digested food and pass it to the blood, and blood carries the digested nutrients from the food, digested food, to all parts of the body. So the essential nutrients which are released due to digest from the digested food is taken to all parts of the body with the help of blood from the small intestine. So this is about small intestine. Now let's see what happens to the undigested food. We know most, in fact, the complete digestion process ends in the small intestine, and now the undigested food, it moves to the large intestine, which you can see in the next slide. Yes, so this is about large intestine. So this is a thick long tube measuring about 5 feet long. It is present beneath the stomach and wraps over the superior and lateral edges of small intestine. It absorbs water, consists of certain bacteria or symbiotic bacteria that support the breakdown of waste to fetch small nutrients. Now even from the undigested food, the things like water and even salts, they are being absorbed in the large intestine, and then finally after the water is being absorbed, the remaining solid undigested food, it moves to the rectum. So this entire part is your the large intestine, and it ends in the rectum. So the semi-solid undigested food or waste, we can say, it comes to the rectum, from where it is egested out through the anus. So this is how the food moves in the large intestine, and how the large intestine also absorbs some water and nutrients in it. Then that undigested food now moves into the rectum. So rectum, the waste products are passed into the end of the large intestine called the rectum and eliminated out of the body as a solid matter called stool. So it comes out through the opening called anus. So it is stored in the rectum as semi-solid feces, which later exits from the body through the anal canal through the process of defecation. So this is how the waste is defecated from the body with the help of the opening called anus. So this is how the entire journey of food takes place, right from the mouth till the anus. So this we come to the end of this digestive system, and in the next class we will begin the new chapter, revision of new chapter, that is chapter 3. So that's all for today's class, my dear students. Thank you very much.